Well, for me, the challenges were more in the way of housing, and I think we achieved that goal. We have a number of housing that you could see all over town. I think that since I've been on housing so far, it's almost 21 homes that we had built, plus the duplexes and the little houses there in town for the men, and the sixplex. Those were all the things that went up in the other term and the beginning of this term. So far to date, I think it's like about 21 homes that were built to date, and we got more on the docket to come. So that was, for me, that was an issue. The different programs, we got the HOPE program, we got the rent to equity program. Those are really good, and people really are asking to get in, and there's a request for more small homes for not only for single men but for women too. There's a request for that and a want. So those were my strong points, and I think we achieved that goal, and I'm going to keep pushing for other programs now. Well, me at every meeting, I rarely miss a meeting. I rarely miss a meeting unless I'm out of town. But for the Monday meeting, when it's on the records, I try to get involved as much as I can in the discussion, because let's face it, if you just sit back and not say nothing, what's the use being there? You need to get involved. For me, I get involved. Maybe I talk too much at times, but that's the way it is. I like to get involved, and I like to ask questions where I understand it. Some of them may understand it right away, but I need to ask the question in my terms, the way I understand it, and the answers that I want, so I can explain it to the community when I'm asked about what the meetings were about. I'm very involved in the meetings, so to speak, every time there's an issue. And I bring a lot of issues too, and maybe some of my colleagues don't like it, but the issues are small when I talk about it. They may be not important, but they're important enough for the people to call me and say, this is an issue, blah, blah, blah. Can you mention it at the table? And I do. Maybe sometimes it doesn't belong there, but they ask me and I bring it there, because I always said when I ran that no issue is too small and there's no issue too big. I will address at the community, because that's what we were elected for. We're the voice of the people. So I bring the people's voice to that table. Well, for me, difficulties are right now with our rights. And a lot of it has to do with hunting, fishing, because right now, as I speak, there's a number of people that have been arrested and that are going to court. Matter of fact, on the 10th of this month and in July in New Brunswick. And the outcome of those hunting issues that we're trying to fight, we're going to be addressing it at the Iroquois Caucus this week on the 8th and the 9th this month, February. Those are issues that will be there, and it's just a fight. That's the hard part, is just the fight that we're going to try to take on. And is it the right one? Are we, because it's going to have a domino effect. If we lose this or they lose this, now they're going to start they're chopping away at our rights on a daily basis. So this is right now, the struggle is to try to get this a win-win situation. If we have to, instead of settling it in the court, can we make a deal on the outside to continue our hunting and fishing rights? Again, at the caucus, we have a free trade agreement. And there's other communities like Rustagush, Tubik, all those places that are asking to get on this thing and make a modern day treaty, so to speak, in the way of inviting each community back and forth to hunt and do things and just to work together to achieve our goals. I ask a lot of guys in the community when they're going to other reserves to hunt, make sure you get their permission. Don't just think because it's on Crown land that you're allowed to hunt. It's still another community's territory, another nation's territory, so you need to have their permission, or they're okay to go, or their invite. It would be better if you had a letter, like myself, when I go to Rustagush, I get a letter from the council welcome me there and everything. So if I have an issue, get arrested, I present them the letter, and it's usually okay. So those are the things right now. For me, it's a hard fight right now. I've been there since it started in 2005, but it was before that was talked about when we were at AFN meetings, that AFN never really addressed Iroquois concerns. So through Six Nations, it was Ava Hill at the time. She was just a chief. Now she's Grand Chief. And from there it started. We started talking. And we took a stance at the AFN and that we said we would speak on our own. And the Iroquois Caucus was born. So we address all the community issues that pertain to Iroquois people and the struggles that we fight and the government trying to take away from us all the time. Well, again, it's the gas tax. There was, I guess, a Supreme Court, or not a Supreme Court, but it was a court rendering a decision on the tax that it wasn't going to be heard in the Supreme Court. But then again, there's the issue of people, a community asking, and it's going to be a big fight because I was always pushing the issue of having a community gas station to for our tax purposes, where we can get all the tax breaks at the pump. And we have we're putting a gas station up near the police station for just for community vehicles, fire trucks, buses, police cars, the town equipment. I didn't support it because I said if we're going to open a gas station, we need to open it and give all the community their tax benefits, not just a certain gang. Even I mean the MCK equipment, it should be across the board where everybody benefits. That's going to be the hard fight, is to get this thing going. Yeah, I did mention in the community that this may be my last term. You know, I just put that feeler out there to see what the people think. And I had a lot of feedback asking me, don't give up yet. You still got a lot of fight in you. And you're there, you're our voice, and who else are we going to go to? And I said, well, you can always go to Bobby. We were tied. So, but yeah, I did mention out there, and my health, I feel like I feel good. I'm good. I had a little bit of a setback there for a while. I wasn't feeling well, but we got good doctors in Kahnawake, so they're taking care of me. And yeah, I'm not sure about, like, I'm still not sure about running, but a lot of people are asking me to stay in there and continue what I'm doing. And if I do run, the amount of people asking me to stay, I should run for a Grand Chief. Because the amount of people are saying stay, you know, but I'll never run for that position. I'm glad to be here, and I'll see when the people will see at the next election if my name is on the ballot.